Welcome, Jacob, once again.
Welcome, Manoj.
In continuation with the Avadhutas.
When you come online, I have a big grin on my face. I don't know.
So I'm asking everyone, काफी लोगों ने today we can speak in Hindi if it is comfortable to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
तो
थोड़ा
काफी
टूटा फूटा हिंदी है लेकिन चला लेंगे.
हिंदी इंग्लिश जो भी है, you know.
English, yeah. Okay.
So English, yeah. So anyone wants to share anything on the chat box? Rather, first I'll ask the question: how many of you were present last week? पिछले हफ्ते कितने लोग present थे with Jacob ji? Just write me on the chat box. Yeah, and then you can write down one line what you remember or learned out of the last week. Like that. So normally, I will just tell that normally, this 1 week I take off the line, and I generally don't come online actually. But I broke that after about 2 years because I found you so interesting, and Jacob, honestly, and the stories you shared, a few stories. But I said no, I would rather have more satsang with you, or ye opportunity liya ki I will again.
I'm honored, Manoj.
Yeah, so it's wonderful. In fact, I am reading one book right now by the Kathopanishad
Okay.
by Swami Rama. You've
Oh,
heard?
great.
Yeah. So life beyond life. You know, it's right here. Life here and hereafter.
Yeah. Kathopanishad.
So yeah, so ever since last few years, I've been reading books like that. Have you read this book? Many Lives, Many Masters.
Yeah. Brian Weiss, no?
Yeah.
He is the father of PLR, past life therapy.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you know all about that, all this, but for me, it is pretty new. All I learned from Guruji was he never spoke about all this. He only spoke about one thing, consciousness, and different levels of consciousness. And depending on what level of consciousness you operate from, that's what you get back, you know.
Absolutely.
So I made one vibration chart like this, 0 to 100. So 5 categories: 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. So 0 to 20 is people, revengeful people, you know. Then 20 to 40 is like disturbed and frustrated people. 40 to 60 is kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, you know. And 60 to 80 is happy people, and 80 to 100 is blissful people.
Wow.
So depending on which category you are, you know, 0 to 50, like it starts with revenge, then it goes into rather suicide, revenge, anger, frustration, disturbance, irritation. Then it starts from the other side: hopefulness, peacefulness, joyfulness, blissfulness, and last 100 is godliness.
Wow.
So we are all the time operating, you know, every day हमारे मुताबिक चीज होता है तो we feel like I give the typical example. आपको 10 लाख का लॉटरी मिल गया तो आपने डिपॉजिट किया, किधर वाइब्रेशन रहेगा? Everyone say 100 तक जाएगा. कोई चेक डिपॉजिट किया और वो बाउंस हो गया.
10 or 0.
Yeah, then say so. हमारे मुताबिक चीज होता है तो we are very happy. हमारे मुताबिक नहीं होता है, then we are down. And the whole training of this evening joy shops, or whatever you call it, all this is when the chips are down, how can you bring a smile on your face? That's the only training we are giving day in and day night. And you know, the body is aching. Either we are having health issues. Can you get a smile when you're having health issues? Either we are having wealth issues. Can you get a smile when you don't have wealth? Either we are having relationship issues. Can you get a smile when we don't have so-called good relationships with whosoever, spouse, starting with. So just now I got a call today and yesterday, so from 3-4 different couples. I'll start with that only. Okay, and they are having the difference of opinion, each one pulling their hair and nagging each other. So, what do you have to say about that? Start with that.
Oh, actually, coincidentally, I was speaking to a couple of them since past 3 days only on relationship issues.
Wow.
In fact, yesterday night, midnight, I made a video and posted on my platform, Shifting into Awareness on Facebook also, on the same divorce or no divorce,
Right.
or to break up or no breakup,
Right.
be in the family or quit my family. So
Right.
that was the heading that I gave.
Wow.
This is the very common notion that I
Yes.
come across all the seekers, because I always tell relationships are the biggest challenge in spiritual life.
Right.
Worldly life it is,
Yeah.
but worldly life ना वो एडजस्ट कर जाते हैं, कैसे भी कुछ भी करके कॉम्प्रोमाइज करके कुछ भी हो जाता है, मस्का मार के या थ्रेटन करके इमोशनल ब्लैकमेल कुछ तो चल जाता है वहां पे. बट व्हेन यू कम इनटू स्पिरिचुअलिटी, it is a big shake up, because suddenly your vibration starts increasing.
Yeah.
And it is very clear, when your vibration starts increasing, obviously you are not going to fluctuate, you are not going to vibrate at the resonance that you were already vibrating for so many years.
मैं आपको बीच-बीच में याद दिलाऊंगा हिंदी में, okay?
yeah. तो सडनली क्या हो जाता है, वाइब्रेशन का जो मिसमैच होना शुरू हो जाता है, दैट वो एकदम ऑब्वियस हो जाता है लोगों के भाव में जो भी है ना. तो छोटे मोटे अनबन होने शुरू हो जाते हैं, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग होना जो शुरू हो जाता है, देन इट टर्न्स इनटू बिगर इवेंचुअली. एंड मैं हर सीकर को यही बोलता हूँ, जितना आप साधना करेंगे, जितना आप मेडिटेट करेंगे, जितना आपके कॉन्शियसनेस आप एलिवेट करते जाएंगे, ये चैलेंजिंग सिचुएशंस बहुत स्वाभाविक है. एवरीबडी फेसेस दिस. तो उनको लगता है कि क्या मैं गलत ट्रैक पे जा रहा हूँ, क्या मैं अध्यात्म में सही मार्ग पे जा रहा हूँ, इतना साल की तपस्या कहाँ गई, साधना कहाँ गई है. ये पहले आदमी थोड़ा घबरा जाता है कि ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है. मैं जैसे ही अध्यात्म की पथ पे चल रहा हूँ तो इतने प्रॉब्लम्स कैसे आ रहे, इतने मिसमैच कैसे हो रहे, वो भी अपने इमीडिएट फैमिली के अंदर. इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द, क्योंकि आप तो रहते हैं उनके साथ ना 24 घंटे, तो जाहिर है आपका वो डिफरेंस वहीं पे मिसमैच होना शुरू हो जाएगा. एंड अनबन वहां से शुरू हो जाता है. तो नॉर्मली पीपल एंड अप इन ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ stuff, and especially both are spiritual seekers, फिर तो पूछो ही मत, then it's a big thing, because as you said Manoj ji, the spectrum chart that you made, ये फ्लक्चुएशन दोनों के मूड और दोनों के स्वभाव पे चलते ही रहता है और निरंतर. एक टाइम पे ऐसा हो सकता है कोई एकदम समाधि में बैठा है, वो उसका बहुत अलग है, दूसरे का शायद नहीं, वो थोड़ा वर्ल्डली है. तो ये फ्लक्चुएशन जो है ना ऑलवेज मिसमैच पे रहता है, एक स्तर पे नहीं आता. लेकिन नॉर्मली क्यों बोलते हैं हम दोनों अध्यात्म पे चल रहे हैं, हम दोनों एक पथ पे चल रहे हैं, इवन लवर्स साथ में हमारा एक ही फ्रीक्वेंसी होना चाहिए. बट हम कभी ये नहीं देखते, ये सिचुएशन बड़ा व्हाट यू कॉल, इट्स वेरी नेचुरल. तो मैं इसमें हमेशा ये बोलता हूँ, डिवोर्स इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन, रनिंग अवे फ्रॉम द क्विटिंग द फैमिली इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन, ब्रेकअप इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन, बिकॉज when you leave the family and go out also, we don't understand one thing. हम कहीं भी जाए, हम साथ में एक चीज लेके जाते हैं हमेशा, वो है अपना मनोमय कोश. यानी मन शरीर, द मेंटल बॉडी, द माइंड शीट इज ऑलवेज विद अस. वी हैव 5 शीट विद अस. हमारा अन्नमय कोश है, दिस इज द फिजिकल बॉडी, उसके बाद प्राणमय कोश है, उसके बाद मनोमय कोश है, उसके बाद ज्ञानमय कोश है, उसके बाद ब्लिस बॉडी आनंदमय कोश है. तो ये 5 शरीर हमेशा हमारे साथ ही रहता है. तो हम जब कहीं भी जाए, वकेशन पे जाए या फिर एस्केप करके कहीं हिल पे जाए या कोई गुफा में जाए या फॉरेस्ट में जाए या कोई आश्रम के शरण ले ले, कहीं भी कुछ भी करे, मनोमय कोश तो हमारे साथ ही रहता है. उससे पीछा छूट गया, उस बंदे से छूट गया, लेकिन अपने मेंटल शीट से नहीं छूटता. तो हमारा मन ही अपने को सताता है वहां पे, मन ही मेमोरीज लाता है, मन ही दुख लाता है, क्योंकि मन में पूरा वासना भरी हुई है. पूरे हर तरह के गुण सब वहीं पे होता है. ऑल टेंडेंसीज, कंडीशनिंग, बिलीव्स, मेमोरीज, गुड एक्सपीरियंस, बैड एक्सपीरियंस, सब कुछ वहीं पे है. तो हम क्या करते हैं, इसी मन, ये दूषित मन को लेके हम एनालाइज करने की कोशिश करते हैं, विच विल बी अटर फेलियर. बिकॉज जब भी हम मन में लेके कुछ अच्छा भी करने का सोचे, अध्यात्म के बारे में, डिवाइन भी, सतोगुण भी लाने की कोशिश करें, हम ये देखते नहीं कि रजोगुण और तमोगुण भी भरा हुआ मन में. तो ऑल द टाइम देयर इज नो क्लैरिटी इन दैट.
You know, in fact, we have a program. Guruji had told us to make one program, so we call it Magic of Marriage.
Oh,
yeah, it's a 4-day program, 3 nights, 4 days, and we have this regularly in the place. And where this is all we teach is, you know, we have some simple processes. Like we tell, and there are many couples who have come on the divorce. Matlab they say, I say, okay, if you want to divorce, kar lo, 4 दिन के बाद कर लो. You'll attend these 4 days in this. The funny part is, Jacob, most of them, I would say 80-90% of them, they stuck on to the marriage and for good, and some of them again went back because of the patterns coming back. But wo 4 din mein hum kya karte hain, we just make them do things together. Okay, like you go out for a walk, okay, you can, in silence. Normally we go on our own. I say go, you can do just you can hold hands, go, but no speaking to each other for 1 hour.
Wonderful.
When they come back, there are a lot of things they cannot, many of them, they can't keep quiet. They break it, because how can I look at her or him without speaking? Because we are so used to the body.
Used to it. Conditioning.
Used to body. The body has taken all the, we have never connected, that Atma connect nahi kiya. It starts with that. Then on the second day, we have all the difference between male energy and female energy, the brain. Actually, the brain, God has wired the male energy is more like the male neurons are this way and the female neurons are like this. So they can do multitasking very effortlessly, and man can do one thing at a time very, very, very effectively.
Okay.
So these differences between man and woman thinking is when they came to know that it's not about man and woman, it's about male energy thinking and female, yin and yang. We have second days only because of this difference between yin and yang. And they realize the problem is not the woman or the problem is not the man. It's my way of thinking and my perception and my beliefs and my should be's and must be's. We go into that second.
Absolutely.
The third day we go into what I just told you, the vibration chart, that we are vibrating. So if you are saying, oh, adhyatmik mein hai, or this one is the worldly, then there's going to be a lot of disconnect.
Absolutely.
But disconnect, hey, you can yet connect. Because I will give the onus to the person who spirituality mein hai.
Absolutely.
He has to bow down and come down.
That's
neither you expect the worldly lady or the man to come to that vibration. He is not listening or she is not listening to you. You have to get them. So for Vairagya, for gents, it comes much more easier. For ladies, Vairagya comes a little longer. That's why you see all.
They're very emotional,
Yeah, they operate from here. They are more earthly people. Earthly. That means practical people. We always have this joke going on that I heard it in one of Sukobonananda's cassette 25 years back. He was saying that man will say, let's go to the moon. And the woman will say, I will come. If there is shopping there, I will come. So relationships, what you have to say is from, let's say, if both are spiritual, God has blessed them. Like in my case now, me and Nina is more outgoing and I am more inward. She loves to go out, I love to be in. But the differences are so varied, but in that difference, there's only one thing constant. That Guruji had come to our life, that one thing is constant, that we know both are all temporary. This outside thing is temporary. So the real bond is not whether I go by your liking or you go by my liking. The real bond is my only question to her. Honestly, every day, 30 years, how was your day? That's all. Whether what business you do, she is in the business. I never ask how was your day? Okay, did you get upset? Okay, it was not worth it. We work on that bhava rather than all this outside kya hua, bahar usne. It is just on consciousness. That's all our conversation is. And same way with Vedosi. She gets bored sometimes. Hey, Papa speaks something else. Okay, then I'll convert. How was the Netflix movie? How was that? How was that?
That is, as you said, Manojji, the one who is more conscious should be more patient and understanding of that situation rather than quitting off. It's not quitting. It's about understanding and evolving that person. It's like, you have a better challenge with you.
No, and see, the other person is a mirror, na?
Exactly. It will show you.
See, for me, my wife is my mirror, or for the wife, the husband is the mirror. That मेरे अंदर में जो energy है, she is the trigger point or he is the trigger point. They are bringing out that energy. Now we can use it as a sadhana, or we can say quit it. So if you are inward person, then you use it as a sadhana, and that Socrates' wife, so many people's wives are Tukaram's wife. You should read all the stories. They were all tests to the real saintlyhood.
Even Larry Massages, if you see.
Oh yes, Larry Massa.
Very challenging. Very challenging.
But they were so much at peace with that all.
Yeah, because Larry Massa also, he was not very concerned. He was always with her, but he never went into all the tantrums. He was in his silent state. So she used to always put tantrum. And one day she suddenly saw him when she opened the door. She used to always say, "You are sitting here, not working, nothing. Who's going to buy the vegetables? Tomorrow, where is the food going to come? You are sitting and giving all these lectures here. Where is?" So he used to say, "Have faith, it will come." So she would not understand. One day at night, she just opened the door. The door was not latched, and she just opened. Kholne se, she saw Larry Masaji few feet up levitating. He was not doing it on this. Sadhana karte karte, he had levitated. That is the time she shocked, and she came to know the stature of her husband. She felt so guilty, and she wept and saying that, "I didn't know you are such a person. Why didn't you tell me?" So he was there also, he was quiet. That consciousness which you say, the stillness and the calmness which you maintain, irrespective. That is what I told that friend today. I said, it is not the paristhiti that changes or affects you. It is the manosthiti.
Right.
It is your condition of the mind. Right. It is not the paristhiti at all. Right. So when you are focused on this, when you understand this, then you don't live in the mind. That is what I particularly teach in shifting into awareness. Shift from the ego consciousness or the mind consciousness into that pure awareness.
Absolutely.
Where you are having a bird eye view on the mind and all the drama that the mind is up to.
In fact, in Guruji's words, if I have to quote Guruji, it is when you say ego, he calls it somebodiness. Some bodiness,
Correct.
And when if you go into awareness, it is actually you are pure awareness, or in his words, no bodiness.
Wow.
So the whole thing, the whole Siddha Samadhi Yoga is, are you a somebody to nobody? The shift from somebody to nobody, and then later on from nobody to everybody.
Everybody. That is what he said, no? Yeah. Once no one belongs to you, everyone belongs to you.
Absolutely.
Guruji said that.
So this somebody to nobody, whenever people get upset, and I have also gone through it. It's not that I'm not talking out of, I'm this thing, but I'm over the hill now. Okay, I can be very, very clear this thing. But I went through all this, that, getting into this, the whole crux of everything is attachment. Attachment to body, attachment to relationships. We have made a Vairagya chart. Vairagya is the same 0 to 100.
Wow.
From gross to subtle. So the first gross is your material possessions. You can see it. Then the 20 number is your bank balances, assets, properties. 30 number is the body itself. 40 is relationships. And 50 is food, and these all these material things which you see outside. So the first 50 is gross, the sagun hai, sagun. How do you come out of this? What is the solution? You work on your nirgun. Nirgun means fears, which you cannot see. You can feel the fears. You can feel the fears, then you can feel the 70 number is this ego. All what you just now said.
It's all subtle, what you're saying after.
Yeah. All gross to subtle. And then belief systems. And then fears, beliefs, ego. Then one more is there, God itself, and last is spirituality. Spirituality means this should be done, this should not be done, not should be, must be, is right, wrong. So this is like gross to subtle. First is where we get attached and how we can get detached. If you work on the inner, then what it? So pura life एक ही चीज है, वैराग्य वैराग्य वैराग्य.
Saguna to nirguna. Beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. वही.
See, there I could relate the avadhutas. Now when we are talking about saguna and nirguna,
right,
all the saints also, I'll tell you, all the saints that all the Mahatmas, we were talking last time about Siddha Purushas and Avadhutas.
Right.
How to differentiate between this? What is the difference between a Siddha Purusha and an Avadhuta? Siddha Purusha, he is beyond all the general saints and all who have saintliness, holiness. It's beyond that.
So Siddha Purusha and Avadhuta is the same one, na?
No, they are not same.
Okay.
Necessarily not the same. Somewhere very close. It's a very thin line. Because Siddha Purusha means they have, उन्होंने सिद्ध कर लिया है जीवन को. सिद्ध कर लिया है. They have siddhis. They have mastered life to that extent. And Siddha Purusha has always demonstrated. They use it for humanitarian causes. वो आते हैं लोक कल्याण के लिए, योगा सिखाए, या किसी को लेविटेशन, या किसी को क्लैरवाइंस के बारे में, या परकाया प्रवेश. देयर आर, आई विल लाइक टू स्पीक ऑन दैट आल्सो. परकाया प्रवेश, these are all higher wisdoms. वो सब उन्होंने ज्ञान दिया. आयुर्वेदा and all the things like telepathy, teleportation, ये सब वो करते थे. ये सब वो विज्ञान है. तो ये विज्ञान वो सिखाते थे लोगों को आके, उसमें वो लोग डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करते थे. फर्स्ट डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन दैट दे गेव वाज कायाकल्प. कायाकल्प यानी कि द लॉन्गेविटी ऑफ देयर बॉडी. तो उन्होंने, जैसे एवरेज होता है 100-150 साल मैक्सिमम, उस टाइम पे उन्होंने सिद्ध करके दिखाया कि 2000, 3000, 5000 एंड इवन इमॉर्टल स्टेट तक भी जा सकते हो. सो दीज आर सिद्ध पुरुषस हु केम एंड वर्चुअली डेमोन्स्ट्रेटेड इट कि ये पॉसिबल है, एज एन एग्जाम्पल. So these are people who have mastered. Avadhutas little different. Avadhutas are beyond this. They have all these powers, but they are beyond even demonstration, beyond even talking, because the egoless is zero. It's absolutely zero. To such an extent, Avadhutas are the pure living examples of nirguna state. Because nirguna means no satoguna, no rajoguna, no tamoguna. Usually क्या होता है, when we come into religion or most of the spiritual practice also, everywhere it is taught to become sattva guna, become sattvic. All the movements are towards sattvic. Even religion teaches you, God also, you see all the prophecies, all the scripture, it is taking you towards sattva. Sattva guna means eradication of tamo guna and rajo guna. These two qualities are eradicated. कोई भी साधना करो, कोई भी पाथ चुनो, आप धीरे धीरे ये घटता जाएगा. आप एक दिव्य पुरुष बन जाएंगे, सिद्ध पुरुष बन जाएंगे. दिव्य पुरुष यानी कि आप में सतोगुण है, बट सतोगुण मीन्स इट इज स्टिल अ गुणा. अभी भी वो गुणा बाकी है, भले ही वो डिविनिटी का है. तो जब तक गुण बाकी है, मोक्ष नहीं है, लिबरेशन नहीं है. क्योंकि मोक्ष, लिबरेशन यानी कि निर्गुणा स्टेट. निर्गुणा मीन्स कंप्लीटली इरेडिकेशन. तो सिद्ध पुरुष में भी कहीं ना कहीं सतोगुणा का हायर क्वालिटीज रहता है. इवन इफ यू सी ऑल द सेंट्स, they have very high quality of satoguna, maybe which we don't have. हम में तमोगुण रजोगुण है, लेकिन उनमें तमोगुण रजोगुण भी बहुत कम या नेग्लिजिबल रहता है, या नहीं रहता है. सतोगुण तो रहता है. So according to the law of karmas also, if you still have satoguna, there is no moksha. Because अगर समझो आप सीकर है, आप साधक है, आपने बहुत तपस किया, साधना किया, सब कुछ किया, और आप बहुत दिव्य पुरुष बन गए, बहुत भव्य बन गए, बहुत डिवाइन बन गए, बट स्टिल देयर आर गुणस. तो उसका मतलब शरीर छोड़ने के बाद there is still guna present. Guna means karma is there. So to reap the fruits of that sato guna, you still have to take a body, maybe as a saint, maybe as a divya purush, something, but still prarabdha is there.
Right.
To eradicate even prarabdha, the sato guna also has to eradicate. Those are avadhutas who have eradicated even that. They don't even have sato guna in them. Means that is complete. And very rare, very rare are avadhutas, because वो स्थिति ऐसा है, the moment you finish your saguna rupa, you become nirguna. Nirguna means it's like shivoham state.
Right.
Shivoham. Nirguna, nirakara. Even there is no akara, because to take an akara is also some guna. Some element to take also, you need to have some guna to take that. So if you look at the avadhutas, very rare, extraordinary beings, जहां पे निर्गुण निराकार भी है वो, but they still in that take that form, which is a very pure form, very pure form, because it has absolutely no selfishness, complete selflessness, completely unconditional. That is why they are not even worried about their own bodies, what happens to their bodies. And they are not the doers. ये कर्ता पुरुष जो आता है, even सतो गुणा में कर्ता ये रहता है.
That's what I was coming to, Jacob. This just now अभी आपने बोला ना कि doership. So we have this little tool I have given everyone. I use it myself. कि doership बहुत आता था मेरे को, Although मैं बोलता हूँ कि नहीं ये गुरुजी का grace है, but when I say गुरुजी का grace है, अंदर से मैं I used to feel I am there. So then I was wondering, I have understood intellectually. Intellectually, I have understood this whole thing, and I'm saying also गुरुजी का grace है. But I have to be truthful to myself. I say, अंदर से तो मेरा I है ना. So then I got this little tool which I use. I always, suppose you appreciate me, I will tell you 3 thank yous. Like thank you. Why? first thank you, I'll take that appreciation as a human form, because that is what I feel nice. मतलब मुझे आप बोले तो I do feel nice. So why I have to reject that feeling nice also? You know, that my question to myself. I'm just sharing with you. तो मैंने thank you बोला. Second, I realized कि actually I am a nobody. I have taken human, but I'm a nobody. So second, thank you. And third, thank you is pass it on. That means pass it on to Guruji. Baba, it is not me, it is all your kripa. That is why I've got this, your kripa. So I become, my doership is taken. See what happens when you feel bad, guilty, sad, anger, frustration. I tell everyone, I learned from Lady Meenal, you know, that you just pass it on. She pass it on. So you pass it on and then you can reframe and see. Many people have started doing passing on the negative की जो खराब लगा pass it on वो ठीक है. जब अच्छा लगा तो हम लोग को अपने लिए रखना है. You know? तो अच्छा भी pass it on, खराब भी pass it on. So actually you don't take any doership in while things happen your way, no doership. Things don't happen your way, उसका कृपा है, उसका इच्छा है. If it happened your way, उसका कृपा है. अगर नहीं हुआ तो उसका इच्छा है. You know,
exactly.
So I mean, this is a constant practice we have to do, because there is actually no reality in this outside. You know, we think we have given it reality. हर चीज को reality देते हैं. If you go deeper and question yourself, everything is just a celebration. That's all.
Absolutely. There I relate very well to you. And the difficulty is, like last time I put a post of Osho in my group. There is a beautiful group called Mystics. You know, it's all about all these avadhutas and great
it's your group?
Yeah, it's my group, but you know, it's a big group now. It's around 4,000 plus people on Facebook only. But only this post, nobody who's in the gross body and all we use there. Maximum use, 95% we are using all those people who have transcended and given those wisdom. So there I was sharing something about Osho. Obviously, we had reflections. We had immediate triggers and all that. He's a controversial person, you know.
In fact, Osho is a person I read in the first, when I just started Siddha Samadhi Yoga, first 8-10 years I read a lot. My bhakti and reverence to Guruji, I give my thankfulness to Osho. Because he spoke beautifully on master disciple, and every time I would read a story, तो मैं अपने आप को question करता है, am I like this to Guruji? Yes, I am. In this case, I'm not. So my surrender towards Guruji would be more. All application of Osho, master disciple, I applied in myself and Guruji.
Because he was very blunt and he was to the point. He did not go in alankara. वो कभी अलंकृत नहीं करते थे, वो मुंह पे आए बोल देते थे, उसलिए he was in lot of controversy. Right. So I was telling these people, don't catch the messenger, catch the message always. Absolutely. Otherwise you will end up losing it, because you know people speak so many things. And I told the person there, which is, you know, ये अभी मैं बताने वाला जो हूँ ना, ये जल्दी समझ में नहीं आएगा लोगों को, थोड़ा हिचकटा, very uncomfortable it is. So I said, any master that is there in the body and that has to speak has an ounce of ego, but that is a very spiritual kind of ego, very positive ego it's called. It's not the negative ego like what we have, gross ego. Without ego, you cannot function. Even without ego, like if I'm speaking, I have to have ego. Absolutely. There is a certain kind of ego in me, even subtle, sukshma, sattvic, jo bhi hai, but there is. Without this, we cannot function. Right. This is the perfect example of avadhutas. They don't even have that even sukshma eye to tell, I am no one. Right. Even to tell, or even to pass it to their lineage, right. I am not the doer. Even when you say I am not the doer, there is an I there. Right. Absolutely. It's a very catchy situation. Absolutely. So I told, see, that way, if you see spiritual masters, all spiritual masters have certain kind of gunas in them. There are gunas. We cannot deny that at all. Because if somebody is gunatit, somebody beautifully they wrote here, gunatit, videha avastha. I think Suresh Pandare, beautiful words. Gunatit means going beyond the gunas. Gunatit. Turyatit, going beyond the turya. You know, we have learned till turya avastha. Deep samadhi, when you extend it, it goes to turya. But there is a state even beyond turya. This is not what is taught very openly, because beyond that turya tit avastha can come only when you are gunatit.
Right.
which only avadhuts can stay in that, even with the physical body. If you're with them, ये मैं जो भी आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, ये सब आप उनमें ऑब्जर्व कर पाएंगे. एब्सोल्युटली यू कैन ऑब्जर्व. इनसे ज्यादा क्लोजनेस, मतलब इनसे ज्यादा और कोई पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट मैंने नहीं देखा जिसको हम देख के प्रैक्टिकल स्पिरिचुअलिटी वी कैन लर्न. हमने किताबों में पढ़ा है इन सब चीजों को, लेकिन एक विदेह मुक्त जो आपने बताया यहाँ पे, अगेन दिस वर्ड विदेह मुक्त पर्सन, और देह मुक्त और जीवन मुक्त, you can say.
So Jacob, it's like this, we are all in progression, work in progress. तो ये क्या होता है कि ये क्या जो, like suppose I gave these 3 tools, a thank you or this awareness, yes, these are like steps,
Absolutely.
steps towards meditation itself is one step, pranayam and kaya kalpriya, all these are just steps towards that, or pratyahar or dharana, dhyana. Everything is steps. Finally, exactly. You have to drop all this also,
So but, I am giving a glimpse of not yet come. It might be very difficult to understand that. But as you said, to reach that, you need to have steps.
Yeah, perfect. What you said is 100%. Finally, you have to drop all that also. The I also, I mean, like for 25 years, I did not teach forgiveness. Till I read the book by Connie Domino, The Law of Forgiveness. Then उस टाइम मुझे realize हुआ कि अरे यार forgiveness भी ऐसा चीज होती है, because when I say I forgive you, Jacob, then I am there now. I forgive you. I is there. I is so strong. I forgive you.
Yeah, I forgive you.
Yeah, so मेरे दिमाग में ही नहीं आया 25 साल. फिर when I read the book, I said most people, they are not even reached that stage of trying. Forget about forgiving. Willing to forgive. अरे willing to forgive तो करो. So then I introduced this magic of gratitude with forgiveness, and I found such beautiful results. क्योंकि I could not perceive, क्योंकि मेरे life में नहीं हुआ ऐसा. So how can I perceive? So then I started, no, are you willing to forgive? Okay. Then are you forgiving? Second step. Then forgiving हो गया, second step. Then third step, I'll say, now mentally are you able to forgive? Okay. Then fourth, can you share with one partner other than that person to forgive? Fourth. Then fifth, can you willing to call that person? Okay. Then sixth, can you call and no, and that time also you cannot say I forgive you. You have to say I seek forgiveness. Then seventh step is, can you be thankful to the person? Then eighth step is, are you able to bless the person? Then fifth, ninth is, are you able to hug that person?
Hug that, I was just going to say.
Hug the person. I mean that there are all levels till forgiveness ka bhi levels hote hain, And then you merge with the person. Can you just see that dacoit, whoever he is, your husband or wife? Can you see them eye to eye? Can you see? So these are so many levels, and finally you merge. Then there is no you and there is no me.
And then there is no, that speech also is gone. Then, even absolutely. If you have to forgive, you have done it from within. But no,
absolutely.
Beautiful. Manoj, that's a beautiful thing that you have designed. Beautiful.
So these are all baby steps. You have to take them from standard 1 to to the PhD then.
That is why even what I'm talking is not a big hit, because people can't understand what nonsense is all this. It doesn't go that way. What is all this? I have very less viewers on this actually, this kind of subject. I put a post on something that, the general life and, something like a psychic vampire, protect your energy and all that. There will be hundreds of likes. But I put something like yesterday, I was just see the fun. I have hundreds of likes, but on my post, I put one post that had only 8 likes. After even 3 days, it is only having 8 likes. It said, the formless, the purpose, the aim of the formless, when it takes a form, is to reach you back to the formless. Means every form's purpose is to take you to the formless.
Absolutely.
Simple words. And I said, the day you realize this, your spiritual evolution will jump like anything. It will gallop. The moment you realize this, it comes in your experience, it will gallop. But people shut down to that.
No, in fact, we give this example, same like this. So I saw this is the body. Before the body, what were you? We ask question. I'm asking all of you in the chat box, please write. Before the body, what were you? Just write one word. So this is a common example, everyone. Yeah, you are a nothingness. From nothingness, you come to somethingness. Finally, after this somethingness, at the end, where will you go? You'll go to nothingness.
Nothing.
So the purpose of that nothing was to take and like mother of Pondicherry, she gives this beautiful statement that
Aurobindo.
we are not human beings come for a spiritual experience. She says we are spiritual beings, nothingness, come here for a human
experience. Yeah.
And then we go back to, so
Absolutely.
from nothing you come to somebody just to experience this beautiful creation called earth and birth and whatever you call. And Dr. Bruce Lipton, have you read him?
Yeah, Bruce Lipton, yes.
Yeah, so he, biology of the cells. He gives a beautiful example. Someone asked him the question, so what is the purpose if we are really nothing? Okay, अगर हम कुछ नहीं है, zero ही है और energy है, फिर जन्म क्यों लेना था? Then his answer is जन्म इसलिए लिया, फिर कौन बताएगा कि चॉकलेट कैसा टेस्ट करता है?
Beautiful to have that experience.
Absolutely.
And in spiritual language, if you go to the Vedas or Upanishads, if you go to the Upanishads, why have I taken the birth? They will explain in a very sukshma way that it is because of your vasanas.
Yeah.
You had vasanas, means tendencies. Tendencies means मुझे इसकी craving है, मुझे एक ice cream खानी है, मुझे I have lust, I have greed towards something. I have all these emotions, and that emotion जब unfulfilled है, soul pack up करता है, ये आपका दूसरा जो कोश है, you have different koshas. The ज्ञानमय कोशा, it is stored in the ज्ञानमय कोशा. तो मनोमय कोशा के साथ आप ज्ञानमय कोश में भी लेके जाते हो. Even that nothing, when it is in nothingness state, it still has something because अंडा जैसा होता है. आकार, the whole thing is there. So that nothingness is always impatient, even though there is nothing, because the koshas are troubling it. There is vasanas, and that is forced to take a birth back into the plane to finish off all the pending desires that is coming from a certain vasanas. Upanishads beautifully explain this.
Because in this only what you just now said, there's a subtle line ki typically all the like Vedanta or spiritual or so-called religious books or whatever, if you read it, the tendency why people don't go too much into religion or these books and all, ki they get an understanding ki desires are wrong.
Yeah.
Desire गलत है, इच्छा लाना गलत है. I said, अरे भैया, आपने जन्म लिया, जन्म हुआ तो इच्छा था ना, तो आदमी और औरत का मम्मी डैडी का इच्छा था तभी तो जन्म लिया. The moment जन्म लिया मतलब इच्छा तो है ही है. Now the trick is कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते महाफलेषु कदाचन means it is not don't seek the fruits, it's about not being attached to the fruits. So what happens in the name of don't have desires, people run away from so-called.
This is impossible because Manoj ji, I want to be in the spiritual, I want to have moksha. That is also a desire.
Absolutely. Wanting no desire is another desire.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So the moment I am in the body, I have a desire. The whole trick is how not to be attached. So having this ice cream is like you can. I remember my teacher Mohanji. He would share the story every class he would do. He would say that the Zen master was there, and he was dying, and he said that this is my last deathbed. All of you, 500 disciples comes. Only one of his most closest disciple, 499 were there. This 500 one was not there. He had gone, and everyone is wondering the closest disciple is not there. Today is his last day. He's going to leave in the evening at 6 o'clock. What nonsense is this? How can they? And he has been praising this disciple. He's been praising this disciple. Usko kya ho gaya? And just वो जाने वाला था 6:02 बाकी था. वो ये वक्त आता है और उसके पास उसके favorite 10-12 मील का from 12 miles away, he had gone to buy his favorite piece of cake. And he buys his cake, and just at the moment he's going to die, and he leaves his body and he gives this cake. And the man, this is favorite, the master has a bite, and he says, "Wow, this cake is delicious." That's his last words, and he leaves the body. So what is the message? I want all of you to write down the message. What you got out of this message? This cake is delicious, and he leaves the body. Now, what's the message you got, all of you? Can write down, Meena, your videos are on. Milen, write down, what is the message? very interesting message. And this one, I just love this story because every class he would share this, this thing.
Okay. Oh, this was told by Guruji? Okay.
This told by my parent teacher who
Okay.
taught me Siddha Samadhi Yoga.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, not attached in the last. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a very, very, very. He in his last moment also he spent. I mean, he sent the word that live this moment. This is all there is. Right now, I'm eating the cake, and right now it is delicious, and that's all it is. So he was there 1000%.
Present, fully, yeah, fully present.
Fully present of what is happening. And that was the one. And that was the love from the disciple to him. That what a love that he said, no, my last he is going, let him have this last beautiful what he loved to have. Beautiful. So it is not the cake, it is about being present and not hankering for the cake. You know, it's like that. Otherwise we hanker, everything we are hankering. From sex to spirituality, even to reach, have a darshan of God, we are hankering when it will come, when it will come, and it will never come. In Guruji's enlightenment questionnaire, he says, even if God comes to you, don't think you have got some big thing. You know, this is the first clearance of meditation.
Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful message, these are. See, the ice cream thing also, I remember somebody was asking me, how do I come back? How do I don't come back? It is all about just having an awareness of all this, because at the time of death also, when a soul is passing, if we have cultivated this whole life experience of awareness all the time, it is very easy to leave the body. There will be no struggle, because at that time, if you have been an aware person, you will live in awareness. And what you said, Manojji, even if you have the last desire, my son is there, my daughter is there, my wife, husband, all these people are there, you look at them still lovingly. You will not have any raga dvesha there. You will go easily, enjoying, relishing that, but hooked on to no one. Yeah. If you are hooked on, you're back.
Absolutely.
Or you're floating around.
All the pain in life is that attachment only. Attachment. But rag, dvesh. Either you like or you dislike.
Dislike.
You know, that person is not like this. I like this. I like this food. I don't like this food. Gone.
Yes. Gone. Finish. Even hate, even what you don't like also is an attachment. Yes, many people say only what you like. No. Yes. If you hate your enemy, you are attached to that enemy. Yes. 24/7.
Yes. No, and Guruji used to say, don't you know, I will do what I like. You know, most people in the world, actually, they do what they don't like. Some fortunate people, they like cricketers and all these sports people, they do what they like.
Wow.
But the highest state is, whatever I do, I like.
Beautiful.
Whatever I do, I like it. Beautiful. So wherever you are, whatever this thing is happening, you already accepted it in totality. You know, so that is what Jivan Muksh.
Jivan Mukti is exactly that. The one who is liberated even while having a body are Jivan Muktas, who can live in this state, what you just said. Yeah. Completely detached, a neutral. I call it a neutral state. Beautiful. So I was telling my the person whom I was talking to about this relationship, it is all about neutrality. You come into that state of neutrality, you will forget who, why they said. Because all my Guru used to always say, my Gurudev used to always say, man hi karta, man hi bhokta. It is the mind that imagines, mind that creates, mind has all this drama, and mind only then suffers, or mind enjoys. Right. You create a nice scene in your mind, you enjoy the pleasures. Right. You create a bad scene, you are painful and suffering. So once you understand the mind is the culprit, you will not live in the mind. You will stay in this neutral place where there is neither raga, neither dvesha. I always tell this example, how to know if you are attached to raga, dvesha. Just see how you are when you are depressed. Or how you are when you're excited, when you're happy. Right. If somebody is super excited, if something is happening, and then you said, you know, that 100% the score, and somebody is in bliss, and then they're shouting hooray and going on top of the mountain and yelling, taking snaps, and, you know, celebrating, like, you know, overdoing all these things. That means they have that attachment to that pleasure. So the one who's excited, such a person, if you look at that, definitely when the time goes wrong, this is the same person that will bury inside. They'll dive into the floor. They'll go that deep down. Because it is the reaction. If you are attached to one, because this is duality, it's a Dvait world. It is always dual. Boy, girl, day, night, sun, rain. You know, always black, white. Everything is dual. The secret is, if you catch one, you are bound to get the other. It's like the two sides of the coin. You cannot escape that. 100%. This is the Dvayat word. So if you're attached to even pleasures or excitement, definitely you are when the coin flips, you are going to go extreme low. That's the mood conditions. If you observe ourselves only, we'll come to know. So the best idea is not to get attached to anything. Raga dvesha. Raga means no craving, no aversion. So if you are aware, you will not get too excited about either of them, and you will not hold on to either of them. So it's like, this too shall pass. When somebody had a bad time, he came, one disciple had a bad time and the guru was there. He came, blah, 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 this is happening. I have relationship problem, health problems, wealth problems, all this, blah, blah, blah. Guru just said, this shall pass. This too shall pass. Because it is not sthai, it is not nitya, it is anitya. Everything in this world is always changing.
Absolutely.
Nothing is stagnant. So he said, this too shall pass, don't worry. Then he went off, and after some time, really it passed away. And he had good times. Everything came back and he was very happy. Very, very happy. He came to the Guru. Thank you so much. You told me this and all that. He said, this too shall pass. So this fluctuation which is there, good and bad, is always there. The idea, if you are caught to one end of it, you are bound to get by it. The other end also. So the idea is in neutrality, which I am teaching very strongly, is neutrality. Path of awareness is you become neutral. Neither to this, neither to that.
Yeah, beautiful. And one more thing is, you can, to this again, there's a little subtle line that no doubt inward is neutral, but you can show your excitement or you can show your anger just as a drama.
Exactly. You're not attached to that role.
Yeah, you playing. Just play the role like 100%, whatever it is. And then sometimes I shout at two people in my life in this whole, this thing, because they have given me permission. Otherwise, I will not shout. They said, no, once I got really angry and I shouted. Then I said, then I went and apologized. Listen, I shouldn't. No, sir, you please catch my throat and slap me. I said, please, I'll catch. I made 2-3 witnesses. Allowed. I said, now you will have it from me. Now those two people, one additional came the other day to my house. He said, I also came in. I also give you permission. I said, okay. When do we shout? Shout means only one time. When they take commitments and responsibility and they don't fulfill it.
Correct.
So I said, what nonsense? Why are you taking this responsibility? Or I'll not bother. I'll be neutral. It's very easy for me to be neutral because I'll just tell my mind I'm not interested in this person committing or no. But if you're taking and you're allowing me, you want to grow, then you allow me to fire you. I'll catch you by the neck. That way. So there are 3 people now in my
I remember my Gurudev was this way all the time of this way. He used to get so furious and I used to think, he's a guru? He's a master? What is this? He's firing sometimes me or somebody, and then, all that emotions, you can see the anger and all that. And very next moment, when the work is done, and then I'm sitting there expecting something more, and I'm going to tell, no, his movement, he's just neutral. As though nothing happened just a second back. I used to always think, what is this? Which one is he?
Absolutely.
Then I understood he's enacting that role, which sometimes needs emphasis. Like you said, it needs an impact on that person.
I remember one of our teachers, we went Rameshwaram, and Guruji had come out with this book, Live Life King Size on I've sent it to you. Live Life King Size on an empty wallet. Beautiful. In fact, that's our next topic in the scope camp. So he was distributing this book and his sign and all like that. And one of our teachers went and he fired the hell out of him. And that teacher came back and said, what type of guru? This. And I just smiled because I know, I have spent so many years with him. I know his ups and downs. I just smiled. Hey, he's talking about Vairagya. Does he have Vairagya? Then he's shouting. Does he cannot be keeping cool? I just smiled. I yet remember the scene so clearly. I said, wow.
And as you said, it is done only to the ones who are ready, who are surrendered. Like, for example, you said, only 3 people I can do that. They are the people who know what you're doing and why they're doing. To others, they'll not bother. They'll not get wild. They'll not get angered. They are like, okay, cool. But who goes with it's a responsibility. It's their responsibility then to make the subject understand it properly.
they have taken responsibility and they are not fulfilling, then only you get really catch them by the throat. That then don't take the responsibility. So we'll just take a little pause. I'll tell Rajesh and Vijay. We'll take this gratitude pause. After this pause, I will ask you the question, about 2 questions, and then people will ask you whatever question they want to ask. My first question will be on, we do whatever we do consistently. So on consistency, you share after this pause. And then, of course, you share about AVADHOOTAS further up, your journey of AVADHOOTAS. And then we'll take questions from everyone.
Sure.
So I hope you had enjoyed our conversation with each other. Okay. So Jacob, we do this thing. I mean, everything I am telling people, all the time I'm telling people to be consistent. Like we have this slogan, thoda karo, roj karo, and do it, but do it consistently. Even if you start with 1 minute or whatever, do it consistently is my mantra for everyone. Whatever habit you want to inculcate, make or break, just little start, but don't leave it. Many people will come with so much josh. They will come for smoke camps and this camp. Well, 6 months they'll be together and then suddenly they are gone, disappeared in the air.
Yeah.
So I said, do it, whatever, do it regularly. So what do you have to say about consistency?
Beautifully. That is the mantra, Manojji. That is the mantra. For anything, there has to be consistency. Especially if you are not on the track, especially people who are new to the field and they are developing certain skills or even being meditative, being spiritual. Consistency is the thing, because many people give up on the goal because of that only. Oh, we tried it, we tried your method, we tried your technique, we did it for a couple of days and we went. That is what I was exactly talking in my personal consultations also, when people approach with this, telling that, I am not aware of most of the things. Most of the time, I'm not even aware of what I've done. Even the wrong that I'm doing, there is there's some power that makes me do that wrong. And after the thing happens, I feel guilty and, all those things. How do I become? So I say, see, if you're 10 times, if these kind of events are happening in your life where you say you missed it out and later on you become aware of it, I say at least there will be 1 or 2 times. It cannot be that absolutely. 1 or 2 times your conscience will remind you or say something to you or, make you aware of it. At that moment, if you just catch that 1 point and shift from that mind to that awareness, just that 1 point, ignore the 9 times you have failed, no problem. But that 1 consistency that you put on every single day, even that 1, don't make it negligible. That will build up, that will become 2, then 3 will be reminded, then 4 times it will be reminded, and then eventually it will come into place. So I have seen even in the practices that I do also, consistency, Manoj. And today when you called, Manoj, you talked about something. I said, oh, you are reminding me of consistency, because that is, I have not been consistent in that field, what you just talked. And then Manoj said, okay, I'll remind you in the evening about consistency. So this is our catch. Everybody has this flaw of, being inconsistent, but the mool mantra is in that. Anything you want to develop, excel, mantra is consistency.
This consistency, we have one program called the Success Queue.
Manoj, you have programs for every little thing.
Yeah. We have this program, Success Queue, means basically where we teach visions. That means setting goals, time management, and organizing and planning. That has been my forte actually. So this visions is, a lot of people, they come with the dreams. I say dreams are beautiful only if you can let go of the dreams. First is let go of the dreams, and then you dream. It's like a child. It's like a child who's dreaming. A child doesn't want ice cream. I want ice cream. Daddy will say, you're not getting ice cream. I want ice cream. Then daddy will slap him. You cannot get. Then he'll cry. He'll go back and say, Daddy, I want ice cream. He doesn't come. So he's in that play. So this Success Queue, I tell everyone who have come today also that, all of you design your life, please do the Success Queue. There is, in case you have any financial problems, you can connect with Rupali. She'll take care of all those things and she'll connect with you. So everything, this is there to offer. The Saraswati is there to offer. All of you take this thing. In case you want to do the Success Queue program starting next week, okay, write down your name, just write TSC and write your name. So Rupali, you can connect with Rupali. I'll tell Rajesh to put Rupali's name there, phone number there. And so you come, we'll just go to the next thing is that Avadhuta. Just share some stories of Avadhutas. whatever comes to
The
your
dream
mind.
thing which you said, no, you got to let go of a dream. I was having this thought. It's less like the butterfly, chasing the butterfly, and then tired and sitting down, and you see the butterfly comes and sits here. Like that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, you were talking about Avadhutas. Yeah, Avadhutas, it's an unlimited topic. I can go on and on. But if you can specify which area you want to, or people want to know on that, I can focus on that.
Yeah. So in case you have any questions of Avadhutas, anyone, we give you 1 minute pause to write down your questions in the context of Avadhutas, because that's where I am also keen to hear, listen, and that way. So
Avadhutas, that is the biggest catch because they are not freely available. It's very, very rare. And if you find them, some people have publicized about them. I am one of the culprit. It's publicized because they don't like publicity. But then it is done with the intention that let people benefit, let people learn from them. And when we go to Avadhutas, you will find them completely detached. They don't care who you are. They are not worried about themselves. They're not worried about their surrounding. They will be in a lost state. Now, many of them are even the crazy people or who have lost their mental imbalance also are sitting in that state. And there is a big confusion when you go to holy places, where this is an avadhuta or a mad person. So many people even might go and fall for a person who has lost the mental imbalance. But avadhutas have a strange feature, as I told you. You can see the blissfulness and you can read or find out about their, doing very unfamiliar things. Like Mokupudi Swami was there in Tirunamalai. He used to snuff, the snuff. We breathe it inside and then, sneeze, or some people use the snuff. Old days they used to, I don't know if you know now. So that is called Mokupudi. That snuff is called Mokupudi. Now, if you take a little ounce of it, even if you don't take, अगर आप कहीं पे ऐसे टेबल पे भी रखोगे, उसका धूल भी आपके नाक में गया ना, आप कम से कम 50 बार छींकोगे. Forget pulling it. Now, this person, Mukupudi Swami, is to every 5 minutes pull a hole, sometimes empty the whole packet snuff powder into his nose. He used to pull it deeply into that. No ordinary human beings can do that. So these people have weird things. I have seen avadhutas who are drinking. They can drink bottles, without mixing water or anything, bottles just like that. So there was one avadhuta here in Karnataka where I stay, 30 kilometers away from me. He is no more in the body. So he used to drink alcohol, he used to eat meat. So people used to gather around him, and people who worshipped him out of fear, okay, bhakti hai, superstition or whatever, fine. But once one educated guy was there, he was a Brahmin, and somebody took him there to this avadhuta. He was living in this cave. And then he thought it's some holy man, because they go, avadhuta means holy man. So they go there, and suddenly he finds this guy is eating meat and he has got bottles of alcohol. So this guy in the mind, he says, he is not the right person, because, he's having all these foul things, this is not meant to be. And why is he doing all that? Now, what we don't realize here is avadhutas are gunatit. They are beyond even the right and wrong. They are beyond even karma. Karma doesn't affect them at all. They are beyond that. When you go gunatit, nothing affects you, because they don't have a mind or an ego which has an individuality and they do it for a selfish purpose. They are very spontaneous. Whatever happens through them, it just happens. They're just like an instrument. So all these avadhutas have different kind of features. And you can call it the Paramatma or the God consciousness. It's actually working some mysterious things through them. We will not understand what. So this person judged him badly, and everybody was going and taking his blessings and all. This person stayed back and said, "This is a drunkard. Why should I go to this?" And what kind of nonsense? What is all this superstition all about? And all he said, he was a Brahmin. He doesn't touch meat, and he was feeling it very stinky. He went out from there. So when he went home, his wife opened the door, and his wife was shocked. He said, "You have drunk and come?" He said, "No." And the way he said no was like a piya hua aadmi, and then he walks in staggering, completely not even having balance, and he falls down. And then she says, "You have eaten mutton or something?" He says, "No, I can smell it." And the whole night he's puking mutton, he's puking all those non-veg stuff, and full, next day morning he has a deep, very strong hangover. So he's waking up with a very big headache, and then he realizes, "Oh my God, I didn't drink an ounce of it. What happened?" He said, that person must be something. He runs back to that Avadhuta and falls at, this is a real story that happened just here, 30 kilometers away. So he falls at that Avadhuta's feet and says, forgive me. And this guy is very angrily smiling at him, two emotions, angrily smiling at him. And he says, what do you know about others? You only know to judge others. You think I am drinking this for my pleasure? You think I'm eating for my pleasure? How did you judge me with all this? And he was like shocked. How does he know what is happening to me? So he realized he's not a simple, ordinary person. Then that Avadhuta admonishes him, saying that, the society is full of this drunkards and all that. So wherever these Avadhutas, they are contributing to a part of taking karmas. They're very much fond of taking this kind of karmas, absorbing from the society. These are called the hubs. They are placed in such localities that the area around them automatically gets cleansed, and innumerable kind of karmas, they just absorb like a sponge. This is exactly explain how Ramana Maharshi got cancer, throat cancer, exactly explain how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa got cancer. All these people who are absolutely functioning from that spontaneous zone are susceptible like a sponge to take in, because the compassion is so much. Anything that is happening in and around them, they are happy to be helping. And,
they don't even see, they are helping in such a way where we will feel like, typically in the normal like 100 chart which I told you, if you have if the body gets any of these cancer, it means it is something directly to do with emotional state. But these people who you mentioned, they are beyond that 100 chart. They live beyond this body.
Absolutely.
So then they can absorb, as you said, they buy the karma. Guruji would always say, and I would never understand it till 1 year back only I understood, that he would also say, you should be happy when I'm shouting at you. You are taking, you should all be happy. I am taking away all your karma. All your karma I am taking away. I would never understand till very recently. As in now
I have seen my own Gurudev doing it. Not claiming, because I could see I used to be sick, and he's calling from California. Sometime he was there that time. This is 4 or 5 years back. I was sick and he was asking me what happened to some tasks were there. And I used to give him the report, and then I used to be very sad on that. And he used to say, you're not well. 2-3 times he called, 2-3 consecutive days, and hoping that but it was not going. And I had such a sore throat and cold and running and sick. My body was sick. And the third day he called. And when he called, I was fine that morning. Very, very fine in the morning. I said, finally, I am having a relief. Then he called and he said, talked about the work and all that. And then he was coughing. And then I heard, are you coughing? He said, yeah, a little bit cold here. I immediately had a shock. I am fine today and he's not fine. And then I get news. He's taking some shivir somewhere. He is absolutely sick, just like the way I was. Absolutely. And they're all scared now. There's a big event coming up and he's a healer actually. So he's like, himself is sick. But in a couple of hours, he picked it up. He washed it away, actually. So I could see these are live examples of these.
In fact, when I went to this the Kumbh Mela in 2013, I had gone to Kumbh Mela. Guruji had only called us all actually to Allahabad, and we met a lot of and I that time also I didn't understand absolutely what I am saying now. That one of our teachers, he told us this, all these Naga Swamis. I met so many. Koi hashish pee raha hai, koi ganja hai, कोई fully nude है, कोई ये है, इस तरह से अलग-अलग लोग को मिले थे. I couldn't understand, but he said these Naga Swamis, they are in the Himalayas. They are the ones who are actually protecting India.
Absolutely.
Actually, they are protecting
I would call
from all these army attacks and all, because they are beyond their bodies. So they are beyond the body so much that they are protecting India, that they can go and kill anyone without feeling that they have killed anyone, if they are harming the society. That type of fearlessness, because they don't live in the body. Exactly. So they are totally fearless. So they can go and just hack, just like Parshurama, they are all the Parshuramas there. saving this. So it couldn't. Now I'm understanding. Oh yeah, these are, we think क्या कर रहे हैं, आशीष पी रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, हिमालयस में कुछ कर. They are not contributing anything. No, they are
the biggest contributors.
Yeah.
They are the biggest contributors. But the problem is, because they don't claim, they don't have publicity, we have taken them for granted. But if we realize it through this, and there was another Avadhuta whom I had personally met again. He was Karunakar Swami in Mumbai. He used to live in the slums of Matunga. That Mumbai, that area, Dharavi, Asia's second biggest slum. So we used to go to Nityanand Baba's Samadhi in Ganeshpuri and come back all the time. And in Ganeshpuri, there is this hot water kund. There is a hot water bath. You can dip and have a bath and all that. So that's a regular thing that do. One day when we went there, we had an old man who was driving our car, and there was Swami Vijayanand with me again from this ashram here. We had all gone in one vehicle. So Swamiji was like, let us have a bath in the kund and then go to the Samadhi, and then we'll leave early because we have to meet that Avadhuta, Karunakar Swami. And from Ganeshpuri to there, it's around 2 hours. So we went to the kunda at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, a hot water bath we are having, everybody. This old man is missing. This person who drove us, and he's a very shrewd man. He speaks Marathi. So he was in the room, he didn't come. I remember talking to him and saying, come, you're not coming to the Gunda. He said, nahi, mala nahi aisa, mala taap hai. I've got heavy fever today, so I can't, my head is paining. So we said, let's not bother because he's going to drive. So he took rest, and we finished all the things there in the Kunda. We had bath, we went to the Samadhi, and after 3 hours, we came back to the hotel to eat food. And this guy was sitting there ready for breakfast. So I said, you're here. And what about the headache? He said, now it's reduced a bit. Now I can. So Swamiji said, let's go to Karunakar Swami immediately, and it's time up. And we went to Karunakar Swami. So he used to sit with one towel, one lungi type. वो भी फटा हुआ एकदम. And he used to sit on the ground. And एक छोटा सा झोपड़ी था उनका slum में. So anybody used to go, and sometimes the fun used to be, Manoj ji, what used to happen is, वो हट के अंदर घुसते थे लोग और पूछते थे. He only sitting there, and they used to ask, Karunakar Baba किधर है? वो बोलते वो गया है, नाने गया है. He used to sit there and he used to have fun,
Yeah.
So he was a direct disciple of Bhagwan Nityananda. Okay, that is the reason we went there. He was as a child, he was linked there. So we went to his place and we were sitting, and people used to sit there, full gathering. Why people used to sit? If somebody asked a question, what is the purpose of Avadhuta? They are multi-purpose people. Everybody has different purpose, all for the good of humanity. Take karmas, give advice, give solutions, do miracles, all that things happen when Avadhutas are there. So he sits there and everybody is there in the hut, but everybody is scared. Why? Because this Avadhuta is peculiar, like most of them. Gande galiyan deta hai. Gande. It is like he will go on ma, behan, all that, all chacha, chachi, nana, nani, everybody used to come. And those who are spiritual will not enter that place. Spiritual means sattvic, according to them. Sattvic means acha acha. Bura kuch nahi hona chahiye. But they don't know the Avadhutas. They are gunatit. So they will do all these kind of things, leelas. So he used to sit there, and what he used to do is, he used to start speaking. So अगर मनोज जी आप बैठे हैं यहाँ पे और आपके मन में जो चल रहा है, he will start speaking, but he will not look at you. He will look at me and start talking. And even in sarcasm, ridiculous ways, he will expose that person. And sometimes he will catch hold. He will look at the egos of people. If somebody is too prestigious there and sitting there, he'll call, make them sit, and मन में जो है blast करेगा. तो तू यहाँ जाके आया है, ये करके आया है काम. अच्छा, he'll expose, So people used to never go in front of him, and only those who had too much of guts to just go. There's so very less crowd used to be there. And that day we entered. All this team came. So as usual, I was sitting next to Vijayanand Swami. This old man who did not come, for the bath and all that, he went behind and said, because every time he used to be the target. So we said, he's escaped this time. So Karunakar Swami this time was quiet for a long time. Then he blasted somebody. He used to talk in code words. So somebody used to, there was one guy who wanted a lot of wealth, greedy for wealth, money, power. So he used to say, कुत्ता को मटन बहुत पसंद है, लेकिन कुत्ता को मिलता नहीं है. He used to hint that guy. He is eager, he is lustrous, but he doesn't get what he is seeking. So he used to taunt in that way, and everybody used to get the message. So this guy was sitting, and then he called, "Hey, Budde, come here." And he was like bald. He said, "Takle, come here." And he said, "Budde." He talks very rude. And that person came and he sat close to me only where I was sitting, and he was mumbling, "Kutta gele tar pan pakadte bak anymore. Wherever I hide, this guy is going to catch me." So he came and said, and then Karnakar Swami looked at his face for some time, and then with big eyes he said, "Kundamade vas yete tula," means the kunda is dirty for you, it is smelly for you. That is a holy place which Nityananda used to ask, and people used to get healed there, and it's stinking for you. That is why you would not enter that pool. See, we came to know that time. He told us it is headache and it is fever. But Karnakar Swami, sitting miles apart, he was seeing, he was realizing what this guy is up to, and he exposed him there. So this guy was very ashamed. And these are live things that happened, right? And that is the time we all came to know, okay, this is what he was up to.
In fact, मुझे याद है जेकब कि मैं एक पदयात्रा में 2-3 years back, one temple, one small ashram I slept in. उधर जिधर that Swami ji was there. Now I'm thinking, okay, और he giving गाली after गाली after Swami ji के आश्रम में गाली after गाली. Then थोड़ा time के बाद, like, I had this mat. I have this, I take one mat, so it can go like this. Then I opened and kept. I had a bath and came back. He fired me, hell out of me. Why you took double? And the place is so big. I took it like this. Okay, I put it back. Then he started having hashish. And मैं बोला मैं कहाँ आ गया, so I'm wondering whether he was AVADHOOTA. But I don't know yet also. And another one, last time when I went for Padayatra, again I met one person. So I had asked some bhiksha, so someone gave me the vada, and I was eating. He comes in the motorcycle, and I walked about 2-3 miles, and then he पीछे पीछे आया, मुझे किधर जा रहे हो? ऐसे इधर जा रहे हो, चलो मेरे साथ आओ. So he took them. I said okay. I went back with him another 2 kilometers to his house. And he was so sweet to me, and to the person next door. And he was sweet to me, means all shloka after shloka after shloka. I said, I have come to some very pious house. He turned, that boy, Galia Mahavel, same like Mahavel ka gali. To me, he's giving shloka. To him, he's giving Mahavel ka gali. I just couldn't understand. It's beyond my head. I said, anyway, I just enjoyed it. I'm going ahead.
That is one thing, because we do not know their plane of operation. So actually we do not, these are all very mysterious. We cannot, there is no explanation by anyone about them, why they do what they do. But we have seen the results are too powerful. I mean, there was a time when I met Siddhappa ji, and he was very angry with me one day. He is always in that kind of a mood. I showed his photograph last time. So this time he asked us to get out from there. So I said, no, I want to meditate in your presence. He said, no mischief. Because he said, you either have to be doing your karma. If you're not doing your karma, you have to be meditating. If you're not meditating, you have to be doing your karma. This is the same message.
In Hindi में बताइए.
हाँ, उन्होंने बोला, अगर आप कर्म कर रहे हो तो कर्म करना है, कर्म नहीं कर रहे हो तो ध्यान करना चाहिए. अगर ध्यान नहीं कर रहे हो, ध्यान की अवस्था में नहीं हो, तो आपके कर्म करो. कर्म मीन्स जो आपका धर्म है. कर्म मीन्स नॉट एनीथिंग. जो भी आपका धर्म है वो करते हो. मतलब उनका मतलब ये दोनों के अंदर ही फ्लक्चुएट करना, इसके अलावा तीसरा कोई स्टेट नहीं है. दिस इज द एडवाइस यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज गिव मी. तो उस दिन चुक गया मैं. वो मुझे बोले जाओ, तो मैं बोला नहीं बाबा, आपके सानिध्य में बैठ के थोड़ा देर ध्यान करता हूँ. तो he didn't say anything. He went into the field and he's always working. सिद्धप्पा जी, he is making vegetation. अभी भी आप जाओ, सारा vegetable सबको मिलेगा. He is cooking, he is cutting, he is doing. This is an example to give that you cannot be idle. Either you are working. If you are not working, you are meditating. So उनको भी ऐसे देखा मैंने अवस्था में. जब वो वर्क नहीं कर रहा है तो he is sitting, अपना ये लेके ना, बीड़ी सिगरेट कुछ भी लेके, he is sitting like that and he is smoking. तो जब भी मैं उनके पास जाता हूँ ना, सारे गिफ्ट लेके जाते हैं, फल वल. My favorite gift that I give him is a gold flake king's packet. And वो फल वल लेके आए ना, वो फेंकते हो, किसको चाहिए सब, फेंक दो इसको, किसको चाहिए. He'll look, then he look into the bag, put his hand and exactly cigarette ling, and he'll open that and that's his favorite. So people will not understand this. He'll say, "ये क्या है?"
This on this same thing, Lin Yuntang, he wrote this book, The Importance of Living. Last time we had this. So his favorite pastime was smoking a cigar till 96 years.
See, when we are not attached to that, when we don't have that craving, it doesn't even affect the body. That's the science again.
Right.
It affects, it creates all this cancer only when you have attached and craving, when you're bodily satisfying it. They are not bodily satisfying it.
Yes.
That's the difference. Their vasana and our vasanas cannot be compared. We cannot say, oh, because they are. See, once what happened, Nityanand
No,
Baba was
that
walking.
typically everyone says that Jesus used to have wine. I will also have.
That's the catch. See, Nityanand Baba was once walking. His disciples were walking behind him. And he's walking. He's an avadhuta. Ek langut pen ke ja rahe, and nobody knows where. Even Baba doesn't know where he's going. Going spontaneously. तो एक भक्त आता है कोई तो, hey बाबा है बाबा, and all his bhaktas were all these fishermen, कोली लोग. तो मछुआरे वो मच्छी पकड़े, मटन ले, कोई मटन ला के दिए बाबा को. So he was walking, he took the mutton, he ate and he started walking again. उनको मटन वो वासना के लिए नहीं खाए, वो भक्त का ये देके खाए. पीछे शिष्य थे उनके, वो बोले बाबा मटन खाए और हम तो मटन नहीं खाते हैं, अध्यात्म में ऐसा भी होता है क्या, ये ठीक नहीं लगा मुझे. एंड दे आर ऑल द टाइम दे आर मम्बलिंग एंड बाबा इज फार अवे, ये अपने में ही चल रहा है क्या है. तो फिर एक ने बोला तो इसका मतलब मैंने छोड़ा था, चलो मैं भी पकड़ लेता हूँ. तो मुझे ये ठीक लगता है, बाबा गुरु कर रहे हैं तो हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं, गुरु कर रहे हैं ना. तो देन बाबा टुक अ टर्न एंड देन देयर इज दिस शॉप्स देयर, स्मॉल शॉप्स. तो वहां पे ये कांच के ये बनाते हैं बैंगल्स, है ना, चूड़ियां. तो उसके लिए मोल्टन ग्लास होता है, जो लिक्विड फॉर्म में ग्लास होता है ना, वो उधर जग में रखा है एंड दे आर मेकिंग आउट ऑफ दैट. बाबा इज वॉकिंग, उन्होंने सडनली जग देखा, वो जग उठाया और पी लिया, घट 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 कर रख दिया और मुड़ के उनको बोला तुम भी पियो. तो they were like shocked, how can we drink this? That time he says, अवधूत जो करते हैं उसको कभी मत करना, अवधूत जो कहते हैं उसको करना. मतलब don't follow just because Jesus drank wine.
So this story, Guruji told the same story. I think it was Shankara, right? About this, you told about Shankara or Nityanand ji?
No, Nityanand Baba's this. No, I don't know. It might be a story or whatever. I don't know, because multiple places I've heard similar.
Yeah, I heard the same thing from Shankara used to be.
Adi Shankara.
Adi Shankara.
Wow.
Same story. Yeah.
Could be because all these
the same molten glass, and I read it in the book also. Icons of Grace. The same story. But beautiful. That's it. Actually.
Yeah, the message. You know that you catch the message, not the messenger. What the messenger does.
Right.
It will be very very.
Yes. So यहाँ पे I'm sorry, I'm just cutting, but यहाँ पे मैं यही क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ कि यस आपने भी सही तरीके से एक्सप्लेन किया कि जो अवधूता करते हैं वो आप मत कीजिए, वो जो कहते हैं वो कीजिए, बट उस लेवल पे आने के लिए भी एक कुछ अवेयरनेस होने की जरूरत है. तो ये सिंपल लोगों को कैसे उनके तरफ ये पहुंचा सकते हैं, कैसे उसको समझा सकते हैं, क्योंकि सी कोई भी नॉर्मल पर्सन है वो यही देखेगा कि सामने जो हो रहा है, अरे मेरे गुरु कर रहा है तो मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकता. बट उसके पीछे कितनी साधना हुई है, कितने तपस किए, या उन्होंने रियलाइज किया है कि ये चीजें मेरे लिए नथिंग है. मतलब मैं अगर खा भी रहा हूँ तो इट इज देयर इज नो टेस्टलेस नथिंग, और उसका इफेक्ट बॉडी पे भी होने वाला नहीं. बट ये हम नॉर्मल पर्सन्स को कैसे बता सकते हैं, एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं?
मैं आपको ये भी बताता हूँ. ये एक्चुअली कैसा है, आप कोई भी अवधूत को देखो, वो कोई प्रचार नहीं करते, वो पब्लिसिटी नहीं करते, ना ही वो बुक लिखते हैं, ना ही वो चाहते भी कि कौन इनके मैसेज फैलाए. दे आर सो कॉन्फिडेंट बिकॉज वो स्थूल स्तर पे नहीं है, सूक्ष्म स्तर से काम करते हैं. तो मैं आपको ये 100% बता सकता हूँ कि जो अवधूत तक पहुंच भी सकते हैं वो बिना उनके परमिशन नहीं जा सकते हैं. एंड द आयरनी इज दैट इवन टू अंडरस्टैंड अवधूता, जैसे आपने बताया, एक लेवल ऑफ अवेयरनेस होना चाहिए. सो दिस इज लाइक मनोज जी ने बताया, स्टेप्स ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस, देयर आर लैडर्स. सो ऑन द स्टेप्स ऑफ एवोल्यूशन, व्हेन वन रीचेस दैट स्टेज, ऑटोमेटिकली लाइक वी आर हैविंग दिस सेशन, दिस इज अ ऑटोमेटिक एवोल्यूशनरी प्रोसेस. ये अपने आप हो रहा है, मतलब हमने कुछ नहीं किया, ये होना था, एक स्टेट पे होना था इस चीज को, ये चीज की जानकारी होनी थी. क्योंकि अवधूत तो सेंचुरी से आए हैं, तो सेंचुरी से कभी उनको एक्सपोजर नहीं मिला. अभी देखेंगे तो देयर इज राइज ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस. तो प्रोबेबली दैट्स द राइट टाइम व्हेन दीज टीचिंग्स आर कमिंग आउट. तो वो पर्सनली नहीं चाहेंगे किसी को भी. और मैं आपको बताता हूँ, जो अवधूत को समझ भी सकते हैं या उनके इंटरेस्ट भी ले सकते हैं उनकी तरफ, जैसे आप लोग सब यहाँ इच्छुक होके जानने के लिए, दैट क्यूरियोसिटी इटसेल्फ इज ग्रेस. Because when that grace showers on that, and it happens at a certain evolutionary state only. ये अगर आपने जैसे बताया ना, आम जनता को कोई नहीं सुनेगा, ये पहले भी अवधूतों को कोई नहीं सुना है, कोई जाना नहीं उनको. तो interest आ रहा है मतलब that is pure grace. Ramana used to tell, we came here. He used to tell, you think you have brought yourself here? You came here? I said, no, that's divinity at work. If you have to reach such a place, it is pure grace. And he used to always say, a mumuksh jo hota hai, mumuksh is the one who is eagerly has this desire for liberation. उसको मुमुक्ष बोलते हैं उपनिषद में. तो मुमुक्षत्व भी आने के लिए he says it is nothing but grace. Only when grace descends only you can have that. So what is this grace? How does it descend? When हम जैसे मनोज जी is preparing all these, the basics, foundation, is laying foundation. So these all help one to evolve to a certain state. At a certain stage of evolution, so automatically, whether we want it, whether they want it, nobody can help it. Just comes into their aura. It comes into their picture. Interest आना शुरू हो जाता है. Then it happens. So all I can say is we can be glad that we are understanding this. We have interest in this. क्योंकि मनोज जी मैंने यहाँ पे बताया ना, ये गुणातीत का जो अवस्था है ना, ये समझना आम जनता को समझना इजी नहीं है कि why does an अवधूत drink? Why does he roam nude? Why does he do all the weird things? Like,
no, and we are also
with cow dung.
We are also stuck up with do's, don'ts, rights, wrong, good, bad, all the time. Anyone who says do's, don'ts, right, wrong, that means what we are doing in the दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, हम judgment कर रहे हैं.
Exactly.
तो पूरा और जैसा हमने जजमेंट किया, भगवान या ईश्वर कभी जजमेंट नहीं करता. लेकिन अगर हमने, if we don't judge, we take the place of God. If we start judging, then we have lost the whole tattva of life itself. That means I judge means I am better than you, I know more than you, I am higher than you.
Even self-judgment.
Bas, same thing.
Self-criticism also. My guru used to tell, have anything in life, never have guilt. He used to tell me this. Guilt, see, because he explained the science beyond it. When, for example, Papa Punya hai, these avadhutas are beyond Papa Punya. So, एक state of level of evolution हमारा सबका आएगा when we transcend even beyond Papa Punya. Papa Punya is nothing. Either it is triggered by greed and fear.
Right.
पूरा इंसानियत अगर आप देखो, पूरा पॉपुलेशन आप देखो, सिर्फ दो चीज से मोटिवेटेड है, ग्रीड और फियर. ग्रीड के वजह से वो स्पिरिचुअलिटी में आते हैं या रिलीजन के या मंदिर में भी जाते हैं, ग्रीड कुछ चाहिए उनको. या फिर भय से, ये नहीं किया तो ये होगा, अपशकुन होगा, कर्म लगेगा, दोष लगेगा, ये होगा. ये दोनों चीज से जब तक हम मॉनिटर्ड है, हम अभी भी अटके हुए पपेट्स है. The moment you move out of greed and fear, then you are in that neutrality zone, then you are beyond that right and wrong zone. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि right and wrong नहीं है तो मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ, नहीं. The conscience will not permit us to do that. It will only keep us on the right track, but you will not be threatened or be desirous through greed or fear. You're not motivated by them. You're completely independent from that. So you function through a very, very, a middle path from where you go.
Beautiful, absolutely. So anyone wants to ask some question directly, also you can raise your hands. Huh?
Yeah, Vijay,
so I'll just...
Yeah, Vijay, complete.
हाँ, तो उसके आगे ये है कि सब अवधूता जो है, सब अगर वो न्यूट्रल और इस स्थिति में है, तो क्यों ज्यादा करके, मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि सभी से के सभी, बट ज्यादा करके लोग जो अवधूता जो है वो पसंद करते हैं गंदगी और एकदम पुअरिटी और एकदम, अभी जैसे आपने बताया कि स्लम एरिया, और क्यों अच्छे इसमें क्यों नहीं है करते.
मैं वो भी बता,
पीपल विल फॉलो.
एक बार बाबा नित्यानंद को जाके, दिस इज अ सिनेरियो मनोज जी, इंटरेस्टिंग है, दिस सिनेरियो इज एवरीवेयर. तो एक बार नित्यानंद बाबा के पास एक आदमी गया, बहुत परेशान था. बोले, बाबा मेरे को एक डाउट है. बोले, क्या? बोले कि आप तो इतने दिव्य पुरुष है, यू आर सच पावरफुल, यू आर एन अवधूत, यू आर गॉड लाइक ऑलमोस्ट इन दैट स्टेट. व्हाई डू यू हैव ऑल काइंड ऑफ, निकम्मे लोग क्यों है आपके पास, ग्रीडी लोग क्यों है आपके पास, इतने लालची, इतने कर्म से भरे हुए लोग क्यों आपके पास हैं, ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ पीपल ओनली. व्हाई नॉट गुड पीपल व्हेन यू आर सच अ ब्यूटीफुल सोल? व्हाट डज दिस मीन? Baba just said one sentence. He said, मुझे अच्छे लोगों की जरूरत ही क्या है? Their work is on those people who need that help. He said, मैं क्या अचार डालूंगा क्या अच्छे लोगों को लेके? They are already अच्छा, they are okay, they are on that track, they are moving. I need to work on those people who. This is why if you see in all Mahatmas and all, you'll have this. It's a law of attraction kind of thing. Law of attraction and the benevolence, the kindness of compassion of that guru, which is bestowing as grace towards all those people. That is how they even take karmas. जिसका कर्म ही नहीं लेने को, वो क्या लेंगे? जिसका कर्म है वही तो लेंगे ना, तभी तो काम होगा. Vijay ji, is that answered?
Yes, absolutely. I got answer. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And
Okay,
guilt,
anyone
Manoj,
else?
let me finish that. I was telling about guilt. Na, my guru said, don't hold guilt, because he said, पाप पुण्य से जब तुम फंसे रहोगे, because see, झूठ बोलना पाप है. This is what we have taught from childhood. सबको पता है. But I am telling you, it's not correct. At a certain level, it's not correct. आप खड़े हो और कोई आया वहां पे स्टैगरिंग करते, डर वर के आया और वो बोलते कि कुछ लोग मेरे पीछे जान के पीछे पड़े, मुझे बचाओ, और वो छुप जाता है कहीं जाके. तो वो डकैत लोग आके आपको पूछते हैं, वो एक आदमी आया था, कहाँ गया? आप सच बोलोगे या झूठ बोलेंगे? आप झूठ बोलेंगे. तो वो झूठ जिसने एक इंसान का जान बचाया, दैट इज नो मोर अ झूठ इन द हायर टर्मिनोलॉजी. बिकॉज हायर टर्म, कर्म कैसे काम करता है? कर्म वर्क्स ऑन इंटेंशन, नॉट ऑन डॉक्ट्रिन्स, नॉट ऑन थियोलॉजीज. इट वर्क्स ऑन द इंटेंशन बिहाइंड दैट कर्म. तो जिस बुक ने मुझे कहा है कि पाप बोलना झूठ है, तो वही पाप ने मुझे पुण्य गेन किया. नाउ माय गुरुदेव यूज्ड टू टेल, सी सपोज समबडी पुट्स पॉइजन इन योर माइंड, कि तुमने पाप किया, ऐसे ही कुछ कारनामे किया तुमने, एंड समबडी सेज, सी अकॉर्डिंग टू द लॉ, अकॉर्डिंग टू द गॉड, अकॉर्डिंग टू स्क्रिप्चर्स एंड कमांडमेंट्स, आपने गलत किया है. नाउ इफ यू आर नॉट convinced, if you don't have that foundation of what we are speaking right now, you will succumb to it. Suddenly guilt will come into your mind. And he said, actual में आपको पाप नहीं लगा है. Right. There is a punya that has come, but your guilt, where आप बोलोगे अरे मैंने गलत किया, you will make that into a papa. You will convert that because you attracted that through your own thinking. So he used to say, never have guilt. Whatever you did wrong, you move. Just see that you don't make mistake. He said, you make a mistake, it's absolutely fine on this field. But if you repeat the mistake, it becomes sin, because then you're consciously doing it.
Right. You can in fact, you can make as many mistakes as possible, but make new mistakes. That means usme creativity hai. Creativity means making mistakes. What is creativity is nothing but making mistakes, but new mistakes. New mistakes.
Creativity is the best example.
Yeah.
You're all the time making mistakes.
Actually, जो अभी आपने बताया कि that is exactly what we say, that is in Bhava Samadhi training where Guruji's one program is there. We say truth equals to love. If truth doesn't mean you look like a monkey. If he looks like a monkey and you say no, you say you can lie 100 times as long as you are doing it for others and for the growth of others. I lie 5,000. There was in my mother-in-law's ashram, she gives that beautiful example. The person there, we had a synergy with him. His name is Lalanji. There were in the ashram, there will be two ladies quarreling and two judging each other. So he'll tell the first lady, she spoke so beautifully about you. She's taking what? No, I hate her. She's like this. No, he spoke like this. And to that lady, he will tell exactly the same thing. She spoke, no, she hates me. No, he's fully lying. But lying with full of punya. Because
this will explain why the Avadhutas do all that nonsense. We see only the nonsense. We judge them as papa punya, right and wrong. वो झूठ बोल रहे हैं, वो गंदा बोल रहे हैं, but their intentions are the purest. They are doing it to correct somebody, to dissolve somebody's karma. It's on a very pure level. This explains even the Avadhutas.
So just the question is that one meditator has asked कि उनका child जो है वो mentally retarded है, like as we say special child by birth. So is it something related to the past life karma? She wants that little this thing from your side.
Absolutely. This is related to past lives, give and take only. And I have seen through the life that I've gone experiences with many mistakes. What they have to say is, the child that is an autistic child or a challenge, whatever you call it, what do you call that? Able child? What do you call that?
Special
child. Okay, special. It's a beautiful name given. The special child. Yeah, they come into the lives of the parents and they are a big nuisance. Nuisance in the sense, to handle a special child is close to impossible. But उनके bodies are deformed in many ways because उनका जो level of consciousness is so high, the body cannot tolerate that. That kind of a soul has come into it. But usually in our terms, they medically cripple them. they are labeled as so and so challenged and all. But if you see the autistic child, if you see the special child, if you sit with them, their consciousness is very high, their grasping capacity is very high. और वो बात भी नहीं करते, बिना बात करे ही वो सब कुछ समझ सकते हैं, जान सकते हैं, बोल सकते हैं. इसलिए वो टैंट्रम भी तो थ्रो करते हैं ना. देयर एनर्जी इतनी हाई है उनके अंदर कि दे कैन नॉट हैंडल दैट बॉडी. तो ये क्यों आते हैं पेरेंट्स के लाइफ में? ये इसलिए आते हैं टू टीच. माय गुरुदेव इज टू टेल, whenever a challenge child has come there, it is to teach them unconditional love.
Absolutely.
जहां पे absolutely the life lesson of the parents is unconditional love, जो उनको बहुत गहराई से सीखना है, जो इतने जन्मों से नहीं सीख पाए, तो एक स्पेशल सोल को आना पड़ता है उसके अंदर, where they have no other option. आप बोलिए एक माता पिता क्या कर सकते हैं? स्पेशल चाइल्ड आया तो they have no option but to give it unconditional love. They have no other option. They are forced to make that. So this is the life message of what happens with that, and it is purely karmic.
No, and that's their journey. They have chosen to come as a role, to play this role, so that the parents learn the lesson of unconditional. And parents, what they have to do, that's the only lesson. In fact, their whole life is devoted there, but the whole life is devoted to unconditional love. And not feel, I tell the parents that you don't feel guilty कि आपने कोई गलती किया कि उसको, that is taken the exactly opposite, So you have to accept that is their journey, and your journey is to give love, and that's it. And don't take it personally, because something wrong in me, so I got this child, and all. Forget about all that. Just give unconditional love.
That is how the life journey is.
And that's the message from him to you, and from yourself to the child also.
And one small example I'll give, it will relate to both our journey after life and also this question which was asked, the special child coming. For example, if I am an old man now and I'm about to die and I've lived all my spiritual life, सब कुछ किया, साधना, all purify किया, थोड़ा एक दो वासना यहाँ वहाँ है, तो I'm thinking I'm going to liberate now and I'm on my deathbed. सोचिए, if I'm that. Now, if I am completely detached from anything, there are possibilities of that thing to happen. But let us say last moment deathbed पे पड़ा हूँ and everybody is around, I am completely detached from everybody, all that, and suddenly एक कोई तो आदमी आइसक्रीम खा रहा है and suddenly मेरा आंख आइसक्रीम पे गया and मेरा मन ललचाया, salivate हुआ, I have that desire of having that ice cream and collapse, जान गई. तो now the soul has left with a vasana. It is called a vasana. Whatever happens at the last window frame, there is a 20-second window frame. जब भी soul leaves the body, immediately all the things that you have left unfulfilled comes up, and in that frame this also comes up. तो बोलते हैं कि what you are reading, Manoj ji, Kathopanishad explains this, exactly, purely it explains कि when the soul is leaving the body, that vasana, if it is there, one small vasana will multiply 1,000 times. तो now ये soul के अंदर कुछ नहीं है, it's a purified soul, but एक वासना रहेगी. अब वो एक वासना के लिए मनुष्य जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. Now that soul is hunting for one birth where it can take only to have an ice cream. That's all. और कुछ नहीं है उसका वासना. Now there are parents here who have, or couples here who have had karma with some kind like that. Let us say किसी का जान ले लिया या किसी को कुछ कर दिया ऐसा, and they have some lesson to learn. Now this soul will enter into that womb of that woman क्योंकि उसको लगता है कि जल्द से जल्द ये कर्म खत्म करके निकल जाए. See, this is how the soul evolution works. हमको ये पता नहीं रहता है. Now वो womb में आया, womb में उसको it is only thinking about ice cream. एक ही वासना है. Now the child is born. आंख खोला, pure child. No crying, no tantrums, nothing. सब लोग बोलते हैं ये कैसा special child है, something extraordinary. It is special because उसके अंदर पूरा सतोगुण है, पूरा purified. लेकिन एक वासना है आइसक्रीम का, तो बर्थ होते ही वो ढूंढ रहा है आइसक्रीम. This is the actual soul looking through the body. So the child is growing up and all the time that it's seeking is ice cream. तो 2 साल के 3 साल के हो गए and these parents are taking it to a mall shopping करने के लिए. First time they're taking the baby out and the child is looking at an ice cream. It spots an ice cream there. तो उसका नजर उधर ही गड़ा है. तो पेरेंट्स हंसेंगे, देखो इसकी नजर देखो, they are finding it very cute. ये देखो कितना क्यूट है, इसको शायद आइसक्रीम चाहिए, चलो खिला देते हैं. They bring the ice cream and that is like I want. दोनों हाथ एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं. See how cute, they take pictures and all that. आइसक्रीम लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा लो बेटा टेस्ट करो. The moment it tastes that, वासना पूर्ति हो गई, desire fulfilled, karma is neutralized. Boom, the story has ended. The child collapses. Now the parents are shocked. ये क्या हो गया? Suddenly, what happened? रोना धोना ये हो गया. Medical investigation, blame game. Husband wife को blame कर रहा है, wife इसको, मैंने कहा था वहां नहीं जाएंगे, आइसक्रीम नहीं मत दो ना वो. All these stories, drama is going. Soul को क्या हुआ? Soul ने आइसक्रीम खाया, तृप्त हो गया, मुक्त हो गया, उधर से निकल गया. Soul is left. Now that came into that couple's life only to give them a pain, because they had a combined karma of experiencing this pain of, कुछ तो किसी को तो उन्होंने previous life में दूर कर दिया या छीना या कुछ तो now they are experiencing the pain of the loss of a soul. So this is how the soul evolution works. Like we said, everybody comes to teach each other. Even that soul is same way. The special children also come with a specific purpose to teach their parents something. So if you understand this, it will become easy for that whoever asked that question. आपको बहुत easy हो जाएगा जब आप समझेंगे इस चीज को, आपका नजरिया चेंज हो जाएगा उसको देखने की.
In fact, I will end with this. मेरा भी एक similar कहानी है कि एक बच्चा, एक evolved soul एक बच्चे के जन्म में लेता है और 7 साल में वो बच्चा एक ट्रक ड्राइवर है, वो ट्रक ड्राइवर के नीचे कुचल जाता है, मर जाता है. तो किसी ने उसको पूछा कि फिर वो मतलब ऐसा क्यों हुआ? तो उसने बोला मैंने पर्पसली 7 साल में मुझे वो जो ड्रंकर ड्राइवर था वो खूब मारता था अपने बीवी को, खूब ये गालियां देता था, मतलब ही वाज रियली रूड पर्सन इन हिज लाइफ. उसके बाद में मेरा काम था उसको, मैं मर जाए तो उसके अंदर में बदलाव लाना, और वो बदलाव आ गया. उसके बाद में उसने सब कुछ छोड़ दिया और उसका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ. मेरा काम खत्म हो गया, मैं निकल गया. तो कि उसने फिर पूछा फिर आपका मम्मी डैडी का क्या? मम्मी डैडी को तो बहुत खराब लगा होगा, मतलब दुख हुआ होगा. नहीं, मम्मी डैडी का दुख हुआ है डेफिनेटली, लेकिन उनका भी कर्मा ऐसा था कि पिछले जन्म में उनके पास भी ऐसा बच्चा था और वो गुजर गया और उन लोग ने सुसाइड किया. तो उन लोग ने जब सुसाइड किया तो ये जन्म वापस लिया कि वापस ऐसा होगा, और इस टाइम सुसाइड नहीं करेंगे, इस टाइम उसको एक स्वीकार सकर गया, मतलब पॉजिटिव एक्सेप्टेंस से दे हैव टू गो थ्रू दैट पेन, बट डोंट गो एंड सुसाइड, बट सरपास द पेन and go through it and finish their karma of suiciding.
So मनोज जी, जैसा ये हमको पता चल गया ना क्लैरिटी में, लाइफ becomes very easy.
Absolutely.
Path is very easy. I was telling the couples who fight, I was telling them, if you look at लेन देन का चक्कर है, कोई तो लेने आया तुम्हारा लाइफ से, चुपचाप अगर दोगे तो खत्म,
बस
नहीं दोगे फिर और एक जन्म है तुम्हारा,
बस
waiting for
100%. I mean when you see it like that ना, अगर हुआ आपके मुताबिक तो गुरु कृपा, अगर नहीं हुआ गुरु का इच्छा.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. We'll have
Yes.
all of you. We are going to have a 2-day retreat with Jacob very soon. November, he is traveling to Kedarnath. You can travel with him. December,
I didn't expose that.
And December, I am traveling for my Padayatra. So very soon we will have a retreat with him. But before that, of course, Julie will ask you for your date for bhajans. That you can whenever you are free and whenever.
So somebody is asking here, I think Meena ji, somebody, how to connect with the Guru Tattva. I have already put videos on that. You can go to my channel, YouTube/Shifting into Awareness. There are a lot of videos how to meditate or how to connect with that consciousness of Guru Tattva, Guru Mandala, even God consciousness, Param Tattva also.
So thank you everyone. Roj thoda karo, roj karo. You can share anything verbally if you want. Unmute and share to Jacob straight away. It's always nice to hear.
जेकब भैया को सुन रहे हैं शायद पिछले मैंने काफी देर से शुरू किया. भैया के वीडियोस बहुत दिन से आ रहे हैं और मैं शिकागो में हूँ, तो भैया के लाइव आते हैं पर मेरा टाइम जोन बहुत अलग है, तो उनके रिकॉर्डिंग्स देख के बहुत बुद्धि खुल रही है. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि भैया आपको बाबा जी ने भेजा है और वो
उनकी असीम कृपा.
उन्होंने मेरी उंगली थामी 2016 में जब मेरा बच्चा गुजरा। और आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, आप जब पीछे घूम के देखो तो ऐसे लगता है कि उन्होंने मेरी उंगली कभी छोड़ी ही नहीं, मेरा हाथ कभी छोड़ा ही नहीं।
यस, मैं भी
जिस
पीछे घूमा
दिन
तो वही
वो
दिखता मुझे।
हाँ, जिस दिन हॉस्पिटल में वो गुजरा है, वो पैदा हुआ और 2.5 महीने वो हॉस्पिटल में ही रहा, वो कभी घर आया नहीं। और जिस दिन आखिरी दिन था, उस दिन शिवयोग से 2 लोग उसको हील करने हॉस्पिटल गए थे। तब तक मुझे मालूम नहीं था कि हीलिंग क्या होता है, शिवयोग क्या है, मैंने कभी सुना ही नहीं था उसके बारे में। वो लोग आए और फिर उनको कहीं जाना था, हमने बोला हम आपको ड्रॉप कर देंगे, पर उसी आंटी ने, एक आंटी थी, उन्होंने तभी बोल दिया था कि इसका ऑरा श्रिंक हो चुका है, जो कि अच्छा साइन नहीं है। और हम हॉस्पिटल से निकले, 15 मिनट बाद फोन आया कि आप वापस आ जाइए, वो गुजर चुका है। हम गए वापस और उसको मैंने देखा, वो कितनी शांति में पड़ा हुआ था। उसके पहले वो इतना बेचैन था और उसको हीलिंग मिलने के बाद वो इतना पीसफुली आंख बंद करके चला गया। और उसके बाद से वो लोग मुझे बुलाते थे शिवयोग से कि आप आ जाओ, आप जब भी बेटर फील करो। रात तक, मतलब उसको बरी करने तक, श्मशान तक आंटी मेरे साथ थे शिवयोग से। फिर वो लोग बुलाते रहे, तब मैं पुणे में थी। और इस तरीके से बाबा जी ने कभी मेरा हाथ ही नहीं छोड़ा। फिर मैंने शिवयोग ज्वाइन किया, मुंबई गए करजत आश्रम। उनसे मिलने के बाद, उनको जब पहली बार देखा, इतना रोना आया। और अब ऐसे लगता है, ये सब होने के बाद 2017 में मैंने ट्रैवल किया फ्लोरिडा। बाबा जी तब ओरलैंडो आए हुए थे। टैम्पा से ओरलैंडो 2.5 घंटे का ड्राइव था। हम लोग वहां गए शिविर करने के लिए और ऐसे मेरी जर्नी शुरू हुई। और अब मुझे ऐसे फील होता है, ऐसा कनेक्शन लगता है भैया कि आपको बाबा जी ने ही भेजा है कि इसको और आगे डायरेक्शन दो, समझाओ
आप
कि
देखो
कैसे आगे
जया जी,
बढ़ना है।
आप देखो, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं ही हूँ, यहाँ मनोज जी बैठे हैं, यहाँ कई सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं, कहीं से तो प्लेस्ड है, लेकिन वो उसकी वो प्लेसमेंट में अपने को नहीं जाना है। और मैं और एक बात यहाँ पे आपको ये बताऊंगा कि वंस यू स्टार्ट रेडिएटिंग दैट कॉन्शियसनेस, दिस इज पॉसिबल विद एवरीबडी। हम ये सोचते ले, किसी ने यहाँ भेजा, हाउ कैन आई बी लाइक यू, somebody sent a डायरेक्ट मैसेज, यू डोंट हैव टू बी लाइक एनीवन, बी योरसेल्फ, दैट्स इट। यू आर यूनिक इन योरसेल्फ, किसी को कॉपी नहीं करना, कुछ नहीं करना, आप में बनो। सिर्फ चेतना आप जागृत करो। चेतना जागृत करने से, आपने अभी बताया ना ये डेथ का, जो आप कहीं भी जाओ, आपका प्रेजेंस विल ब्रिंग अ वार्म ग्लो। आई हैव सीन इन द पास्ट 1 or 2 years, आई हैव बीन विद पीपल हु आर डाइंग, 1-2 महीने में चले गए, या आई हैव सीन दैट लास्ट मोमेंट में मैं गया हूं, आई हैव टोल्ड देम समथिंग, आई हैव बीन देयर एंड आई हैव सीन दे आर हैविंग a peaceful death. Not that I'm claiming anything else, but what I'm trying to say is, when you are in that kind of consciousness, you can help people without actually formally helping also. मेरा गुरुदेव हमेशा कहते थे कि ऐसे बनो कि आपका होना ही काफी है, आपका बोलना करना कुछ नहीं, आपका होना ही काफी है। So that can be done by anybody, you, me, anybody can do it. Just we have to believe that it is possible. We have to work towards purity. That's all. That's all. Rest all will happen. Thank you for sharing it.
सुंदर प्लेटफॉर्म देने
Wonderful.
के लिए आप सबको दिल से थैंक
Wonderful.
यू। मनोज
Thank
सर,
you.
बाकी
Yes.
जितने लोग हैं, सबको दिल से धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच।
Yes, Jaya.
Yes,
Thank you.
Manoj, 1 minute. जय गुरुदेव, प्रणाम। आपने जो शंकर महाराज का बारे में भी, वो भी अवधूत थे, उनको भी शायद मिले होंगे, देखे होंगे शंकर महाराज।
नहीं, उनका समाधि में जाने वाला हूँ जल्दी।
वो 4 मीनार को सिगरेट हमेशा कंटिन्यूस पीते थे। यस, अगेन इनकारनेट सब स्वामी समर्थ।
यस, ऑल दैट इज पॉसिबल। और मैं आपको एक बात भी और बताता हूँ कि ना, ये जीव समाधि जो होते हैं बड़े सिद्धों का, डोंट टेक इट दैट दे हैव गॉन, वो जाते नहीं है। उनका कॉन्शियसनेस इज वेरी मच प्रेजेंट इन देयर समाधीज। आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट।
Yes, even I also experienced. So I am having a paduka of Swami Samartha. हमारे इसमें ग्रुप में मधुमा बोल के हमारा पेरेंट टीचर, whenever she used to come to my place, वो बाबा उनका सपने में जाती है, दूसरा दिन मेरा घर में और दोबारा आती है, तुम्हारे घर में कौन सा बाबा है, मेरे को सपने में आते हैं बोल के। स्वामी समर्थ उसका ये लगता है। So
Okay, so we'll wind up today, Baba. Okay.
Thank you everyone.
And
thank you.
yeah, so to we forgot to spell about Tom, but I remember him. It's my pranic day today. So
that is
like
what
I
the
tell you,
consistency.
once in a week, no food, no water. So that's the day today. And then tomorrow we just go on the juices and all those things. No, that. So Ellie Tom, he is very, very much connected with Ellie Tom, just for everyone's reference. And वो उनका रोज connection होता ही है.
Today, in fact, I'm going to call him today because I talk on Messenger. I'm going to call and tell about Manoj ji and
And he stayed in Rishi's house for more than 1 year, I think. 2-3 months when he was here.
For those who do not know, Ellie Tom is a person for the past 18-19 years. He is living without food and water.
Rishi, you can put your video. And he stayed with one of our meditator here. He is for 1 month or 2 months in the COVID time. He was with him only.
He was in India at that time, correct?
Yeah, so you can tell him Rishi Punjabi or Manoj. Or
okay, surely.
He knows us.
In fact, we were planning on having a collaborate live. It couldn't happen, but now since you said that, it came into my mind.
Yes,
I'll talk to him tonight.
He'll have. Yeah,
I'll talk to him tonight.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.